Hello everyone, Catherine Chipier here, welcoming you back to another episode of Strange Wonders. Today, we're talking about a very special kind of birds. Birds that don't just lay on land, they actually return to the sea, or something like that. I was hoping that would sound a lot more whimsical than it actually was, but, what are you gonna do? Let's just get into today's subject, because that was a horrible analogy. I apologize, sheesh, what was that? Okay, that's enough filler. Let's just get into this. First, we got seagulls. Seagulls are birds belonging to the Laridae family. Found throughout the coasts of the world, seagulls are rather infamous for the fact that they'll eat just about anything, and they often fly in flocks that will harass other animals, mostly humans, for food. Also, they're very, very infamous for their repetitive and annoying call. Honestly, seagulls are one of the most variable animals on the planet when it comes to their diet. Some are just fish eaters, some just steal food from humans, others are scavengers, others eat garbage. Regardless, seagulls are definitely a bird that exists. Also in the Laridae family, we have terns. With these guys, they're not really much to say, with one major exception, the Arctic tern. This little bird holds the record for having the longest migration path in the animal kingdom, as these birds frequently make trips from the Arctic all the way down to Antarctica before going back north, which is a round trip with a distance close to 20,000 miles, or 30,000 kilometers. And remember, these birds are barely a foot long, and they're going that far. Sheesh. Pelicans belong to the Pelicanidae family, of which there are 8 species. Pelicans are pretty large birds that are famous for their stretchy bills. When pelicans hunt, they dip into the water and use the beak like a net to scoop fish out of the water, where they then empty the water from their beak and swallow the fish whole. I said water way too much in this segment, I apologize. Next we have the family Sulidae, consisting of gannets and boobies. Both of these groups have developed to not only be good flyers like pelicans or seagulls, but unlike those other birds who dive in, then fly, and then dive again, these guys are able to continue persuading their prey into the water thanks to how their nose is located in their mouth, meaning they don't have to worry about getting water up there like other birds do. Now, within this group we have the famous blue-footed booby, famous for its blue feet, which like a flamingo's pink feathers is the result of their diet. So, yeah. Then we have albatrosses, Diamudidae family. Despite their superficial resemblance to seagulls, they are not related. Albatrosses hold the record for having the longest wingspan of any bird. In fact, albatrosses are some of the best flyers in the entire animal kingdom, as they can fly for thousands of miles without ever having to take a break. This is thanks to the fact that they are very good at gliding, meaning they very rarely have to flap. So, they barely ever get tired. However, one drawback of this is that while they're great at flying, they're not good at taking off, especially in the water, requiring a lot of wind before they can actually gain lift. Still though, albatrosses are master of the air, regardless of how well they do on land. Then we have frigate birds, family Frigatidae. Tropical birds famous for 2 things. 1. Males have large red sacs on their chest that they use to attract mates. And 2. These guys will steal food from other birds. However, unlike other food thieves, which slip by other animals while they're distracted, the frigate bird is more like a mugger. They'll find birds who just caught something, and then bite at them, forcing them to drop their catch, and then the frigate bird will take it for themselves. In fact, this behavior is how they got their name, since a frigate is a type of ship that was often used by pirates. So, just a little fun fact for you. Finally, we have the skuas, family Stercorodidae, which can best be described as a seagull mixed with an eagle. These guys are birds that don't take crap from anyone and take what they want. They'll eat fish, carrion, smaller birds, eggs, seal milk, yes really, and most famously baby penguins. Yeah, these guys will often kidnap baby penguins so they can eat them. Sometimes even right in front of their parents if they work together. So, yeah, good for them. So that's all the seabirds I wanted to talk about today. You might have noticed I left out a certain northern bird, but that's because I'm saving it, because I feel like it would be a good talking point for another video that we have planned in the future. Oh well, let's just get to the cards. Only 2 seabirds have cards, so let's look into them. From Nightmares of Nature, we have the brown skua. This card makes the mistake of calling brown skua a genus when it's actually a species, so that's an error right there. Secondly, it does that thing that a lot of these cards do where they bring up stories that I genuinely cannot find a source for. Seriously, where are they getting these stories from? Were these bigger events where these cards were made, or are these local events? I genuinely want to know where they keep getting these stories from. This time they say that a pair of skuas wiped out an entire colony of terns and ate all the eggs before they hatched. Why are these stories so hard to find? Are they real? Are they not? I don't know. And the final error, it calls it Cathartica, which is its outdated genus name. So yeah, this card gets a 7 out of 10. And from Strange Wonders, we have the frigate bird. The only error I can find here is that it says that they're a genus instead of a family. So, yeah, but that's a pretty small error, so 9 out of 10. As for human relations, most of these birds don't really have any. Seagulls are pretty hated by humans for their thievery behavior, but we don't really give any care to the other birds. Pelicans can be annoying to fishermen since they've sometimes been known to steal catches, but that's about it. Other seabirds, no one really cares about, except boobies, but that's just because of their name. Yeah. As for media appearances, it's mostly seagulls, where once again they're usually portrayed as pretty brainless. Oh, but then there's Finding Nemo, which has pelicans and seagulls, except that the pelicans are the wrong species. The pelicans in the movie are brown pelicans, which are not native to Australia, so there's that. Also, that movie's pretty famous for the fact that in it, seagulls are only capable of saying mine. Although it does bring up the interesting questions. Is that all seagulls can say, or are they so stupid they never even try to say anything else? Oh well, riddle for the ages, I guess. So, yeah. And skuas sometimes show up in penguin media, since, like I said, they're famous for eating baby penguins. As for the other birds, yeah, like I said, no one really cares about them. I think there was a Pokemon based off a cormorant once, but, yeah, that's about it. Well, I've been Catherine Chipier. Hope you enjoyed this episode. Join us next time when we talk about pregnant males. That came out wrong. I'll see you guys later. Goodbye.